In the shimmering world of Hollywood, where gold and shadows danced a waltz under the spotlights, lived a queen. Her eyes were the color of rare violets, and her beauty was lethal. She was Elizabeth Taylor, 1932 to 2011, and her life was a story written not in ink, but in tumultuous passions and unfathomable decisions. 7 husbands, 8 marriages, and a mystery that haunted her until her last breath. What was this woman truly searching for in the endless carousel of wedding ceremonies and divorces? Beyond her iconic roles and legendary beauty, Taylor was one of classical Hollywood's most captivating figures. Her unparalleled talent earned her 2 Oscars, but it was her dramatic personal life, lived under an unrelenting public gaze, that truly cemented her legend. Furthermore, she was a pioneering activist, using her immense fame to champion the fight against HIV/AIDS, a cause close to her heart. Elizabeth Rosamond Taylor was born in London, England, but her family relocated to Los Angeles just before World War II, a move that would irrevocably alter her destiny. Her acting career began remarkably early, a child star who truly captivated audiences. Her breakthrough came at just 12 years old with the beloved film National Velvet, 1944, where her captivating presence was undeniable. She swiftly transitioned from an adorable child into an impossibly beautiful young woman, whose every move, especially her relationships, became a matter of intense public fascination. Her first vow was hasty and luxurious, a quintessential Hollywood fairy tale played out for the public. At 18, Elizabeth married hotel heir Conrad Nicky Hilton Jr., 1950 to 1951. This extravagant union, meant to be a dream come true, lasted a mere 8 months. Behind the glittering facade, the young and vulnerable Elizabeth was confronted with emotional and physical abuse, a devastating experience that led to a miscarriage and a swift, painful divorce. She had desperately sought a fairy tale, but instead, she found a harsh, disillusioning reality. This incredibly early and difficult experience undoubtedly shaped her subsequent approach to love and relationships, a persistent yearning for an ideal, intertwined with a profound fear of disappointment. What do you think? Was it even possible for Elizabeth to find lasting happiness in her first marriage, given the circumstances and her age? Share your thoughts in the comments. Then came Michael Wilding, 1952 to 1957, a British actor 20 years her senior, who presented a more mature and stable alternative to the volatile Hilton. With him, Elizabeth genuinely embraced family life, becoming a mother and giving birth to her sons, Michael Howard Wilding, born in 1953, and Christopher Edward Wilding, b. 1955, their 5-year marriage, however, ultimately ended because Michael, an actor of the old guard, found it increasingly difficult to accept his younger wife becoming the primary breadwinner and an undeniably bigger star. He felt eclipsed by her meteoric success. She craved normalcy, a semblance of a traditional home, but the relentless pressure of fame and her own burgeoning ambitions constantly shattered that facade of domestic tranquility. This period vividly illustrated the early cracks in her life between her deep desire for a conventional existence and the inescapable demands of her skyrocketing stardom. Her next marriage was fundamentally different, marked by a profound connection and, tragically, by fate. Producer Mike Todd, 1957 to 1958, was the only husband she didn't divorce. His life was tragically taken by destiny. They married in 1957. Todd was a larger-than-life magnate, audacious and uncompromising, unafraid to challenge Hollywood's established norms. Crucially, he offered Elizabeth the kind of lavish lifestyle and, perhaps more importantly, the sense of independence and adoration that she genuinely craved. He was 24 years her senior, but their passion was undeniable and all-consuming. He gifted her a daughter, Elizabeth Frances Liza Todd, born in 1957. And for a brief, glorious period, it seemed he had finally satisfied her yearning for a true, passionate, unyielding love, one that was both intoxicating and unbridled. Tragically, their happiness was abruptly cut short when Mike died in a devastating plane crash in March 1958. Elizabeth consistently maintained that he was the one true love with whom she would have stayed forever. His sudden and brutal death left an indelible scar, a deep trauma that, many believe, influenced all her subsequent decisions and romantic pursuits, compelling her to forever seek that same intensity of feeling and connection. Do you think the profound loss of Mike Todd fundamentally impacted all her later relationships, perhaps causing her to unconsciously search for a replacement for that unique bond? Share your opinion in the comments. Next came a scandal that truly rocked the world and solidified her image as a Hollywood provocateur. Eddie Fisher, 1959 to 1964, was not just a fellow celebrity, but the husband of her best friend, Debbie Reynolds, and the godfather to her children. Their infamous affair and subsequent marriage were born out of a whirlwind of grief and a desperate yearning for solace after Todd's loss. Fisher left Reynolds in a blaze of public controversy and married Taylor in May 1959. This marriage, born from pain and widely condemned by a shocked public, lasted until 1964. Its demise coincided with the filming of the epic Cleopatra, where Elizabeth embarked on her most tumultuous and legendary affair with Richard Burton. This period marked a turning point. Her personal life became as much a topic of global discussion, fascination, and judgment as her glittering career, leading the press to famously dub her a homewrecker. And then, the unparalleled connection with Richard Burton, first marriage, 1964 to 1974. Their love was explosive, destructive, yet utterly unparalleled in its intensity. They married in 1964, a union that immediately captured the world's imagination. Together, they adopted daughter Maria Burton, born in 1961, whom Elizabeth had begun the adoption process for even before her marriage to Burton, and Richard warmly embraced her as his own. Their passion was truly legendary, their lives extravagant, chaotic, and endlessly fascinating. Cleopatra not only solidified their star status but transformed them into the world's most famous couple. Their romance was passionate, volatile, and full of public dramas, captivating millions of onlookers. They starred together in numerous films, most famously Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? 1966, for which Elizabeth earned her second Academy Award, a testament to their powerful on-screen chemistry. Their relationship was a complex tapestry woven from deep love, ferocious arguments, very public reconciliations, and battles with alcoholism. After 10 years of this tumultuous, larger-than-life relationship, filled with joint cinematic triumphs and notorious scandals, they finally divorced in 1974. Considering their undeniable connection, do you believe they were destined for divorce, or could they have saved their relationship if not for the relentless public scrutiny and their own personal demons? Leave your comments below. Against all odds, and to the astonishment of many, they simply couldn't live without each other. In 1975, Elizabeth and Richard remarried, second marriage, 1975 to 1976, clinging to the desperate hope of rekindling the unparalleled passion they once shared. However, this second attempt proved even shorter, lasting just over a year, and ultimately culminated in another divorce in 1976. This brief reunion painfully proved that their love, though undeniably powerful and magnetic, was perhaps too destructive and volatile to sustain long-term stability and peace. It underscored the painful truth that some intense passions, however strong, are simply incompatible with lasting tranquility and enduring happiness. After the final separation from Burton, Elizabeth sought a different kind of fulfillment, a quieter existence, and a new sense of purpose. Senator John Warner, 1976 to 1982, whom she married in 1976, promised stability and a world of politics rather than the incessant glare and glitz of Hollywood. This marriage, though seemingly respectable from the outside, lasted until 1982, but ultimately failed to bring her the deep happiness she craved. Elizabeth often expressed feelings stifled by the rigid protocols of being a politician's wife, a struggle that contributed to her battles with depression and weight gain during this period. This phase of her life revealed that even worldly power in a seemingly normal life couldn't truly quell her profound inner search for emotional completeness. The final act in her extraordinary personal drama was her marriage to Larry Fortensky, 1991 to 1996. A humble construction worker she met in the renowned Betty Ford Center Rehabilitation Clinic. They married in 1991, in a grand ceremony hosted at Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch, once again placing her firmly in the spotlight. This marriage, perhaps, represented a poignant search for a simple, uncomplicated human connection, having grown weary of playing royal roles and enduring the constant drama of her previous relationships. It eventually concluded in divorce in 1996, when Elizabeth candidly admitted that she realized she needed more than just companionship. Despite the divorce, they remarkably remained good friends until her passing, a testament to a different kind of bond. If you enjoyed this captivating and complex story about Elizabeth Taylor's extraordinary life, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new fascinating biographies and stories from the world of cinema.